Sean, you agree with that?
Well, they're $100,000 per year. So the whole
Indian company now on top of visa race. Yes, not Silicon Valley, not a flashy American giant, but an IT services firm managing to beat Microsoft, Meta, and even Google in the race for US H-1B visas. In 2025, Tata Consultancy Services, or TCS, has emerged as a surprising leader in this competition, and the story behind it reveals much about immigration policy, global workforce shifts, and the intense battle for tech talent worldwide. According to US federal data, Amazon leads the chart with over 10,000 approved H-1B visas this year. But right behind Amazon, sitting in second place, is TCS, with more than 5,500 approvals. That number is higher than Microsoft, which stands at just over 5,100, Meta at about the same, Apple with a little over 4,000, and Google with around 4,100. Among other Indian firms, Infosys secured about 2,000 visas, Wipro around 1,500, and Tech Mahindra close to 1,000. Yet none of them come close to the scale TCS has achieved. Now, this surge in visas comes against the backdrop of a major policy twist. The Trump administration recently introduced a new executive order imposing a $100,000 fee on H-1B applications. The idea is simple on paper: make visas so expensive that only highly skilled, highly valuable workers get through, while ensuring U.S. citizens aren't displaced by cheaper foreign labor. For many companies, this cost is a big deterrent. But the numbers suggest that firms like TCS are still pressing forward, willing to pay the price for bringing in the talent they need. So why is TCS doing so well? First, it's about their business model. Unlike Google or Microsoft, TCS thrives on outsourcing and IT services. Their entire structure depends on moving skilled engineers, architects, and developers across
Well, they're
borders,
$100,000 per year.
H-1B visas aren't optional, they're essential. Second, scale and relationships matter.
So the whole idea is no more will these big tech companies or other big companies train foreign workers. They have to pay the government $100,000, then they have to pay the employee. So it's just not economic. You're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land, train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs. That's the policy here, $100,000 a year for H-1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board. We've spoken to them about the gold card.
They love it. They love it. They really love it. They need it. Go ahead, Sean.
This story isn't without controversy. For American workers, the new visa fee feels like a protective shield. Advocates argue that the H-1B program has been misused for years, allowing companies to replace Americans with cheaper foreign hires. By making it costlier, the hope is to discourage overuse and safeguard local jobs. Critics, however, point out that American firms themselves rely heavily on global talent, and restrictions could stifle innovation. For foreign workers, particularly from India, the path just got tougher. Many individuals may now find opportunities slipping away simply because the cost to bring them over is too high. And for companies, the equation is delicate. Some may restructure, shift more work offshore, or adopt hybrid models to avoid high visa expenses. The geopolitical angle is just as important. Immigration policy is not only domestic politics, it's global strategy. By tightening visa rules, the U.S. risks redirecting talent flows to other countries, Canada, Europe, or even back to India. For Washington, this raises a bigger question. Are they protecting jobs at home, or are they unintentionally fueling competitors abroad? Looking at the numbers in context, the picture becomes clearer. The proportion of IT workers on H-1B visas has steadily grown over the past 2 decades, rising from around 30% in the early 2000s to more than 65% in recent years. For fiscal year 2026, the U.S. Immigration Service has already hit its statutory limits, 65,000 under the general cap and 20,000 more under the master's exemption. The demand is overwhelming, and the competition is brutal. Companies aren't just fighting each other, individuals are competing against hundreds of thousands of applicants for limited slots. So where does this lead us? Several scenarios are possible. Some companies may cut back, choosing to train and hire more Americans instead of paying exorbitant visa costs. Others, especially outsourcing giants like TCS, will absorb the hit and continue bringing in skilled talent because their business model depends on it. We may also see more talent being redirected away from the U.S., seeking opportunities in markets with friendlier immigration policies. And of course, there could be political pushback. Lobbying from tech giants, legal challenges, or diplomatic pressure from countries like India might force modifications to the new fee. At the end of the day,
I think,
TCS
Sean, you
is
agree
more
with
than
that?
Well,
just
they're
a company in the story.
$100,000
become a symbol.
per year. So
It reflects India's growing technological strength, the importance of globalized labor in today's economy, and the reality that U.S. policy alone cannot fully stop these flows of talent, it can only reshape them. So here's what we can take away. TCS has outpaced some of the biggest names in tech when it comes to H-1B visas in 2025. The new $100,000 fee is a bold attempt by the U.S. government to redefine who qualifies as highly skilled and to protect local workers. But the outcome is uncertain. For Indian IT firms, this is both a risk and an opportunity. For American workers, it could mean relief, or it could mean losing access to the very talent that drives innovation. For global tech professionals, the road to the U.S. just got tougher, but perhaps also more prestigious. Subscribe for more.